In the Common Era, it's very easy for us, especially in this part of the world, in the West, to ignore the reality of the devil, of the enemy, to ignore the work that he does. In a lot of ways, I think some of the enemy's greatest weapons against us have been our weaknesses. Prior to committing my life to Christ, I lived as an adulterous drunkard. But as a Christian, I'd studied law at a secular Canadian university. The atmosphere, as you might imagine, it was worldly, defiant, and sometimes militantly profane. Given my past and the propensity to sin that it scarred me with, it takes great effort to live in that world without being of it. As a Christian, I don't get a pass from temptation. I don't get a pass from my flesh. I don't get a pass from the enemy. I don't get a pass from the world. There have been times where I've been tempted to go beyond, a Christian life, and especially with the rugby team, because, they're my friends. They're good guys. They're not Christians, though. They don't understand the way I live. I got dressed up and headed downtown to join some of my rugby teammates at an event hosted by the women's team. It was held at a bar. Sensing danger and unable to deny my history, I prayed a brief prayer in my kitchen before leaving. As I drove to the event, I was listening to the local Christian radio station. I was wrestling with myself all the way, even deluding myself with thoughts of missionary work at the event, though all the while planning to have a beer too.
The believers got caught in that lifestyle
Just
too.
then, Leading the Way was beginning, this episode being about Genesis and the city of man.
They all behaved alike.
The very stories commented on were already floating in my mind. Lot being caught up in the city and its depravity.
Oh, it's so easy to get bogged down in the city.
The longer I listened, the more I was able to recognize my self-deception.
Live the lifestyle.
It became clear to me that nothing good could come from my attendance there.
Become like them.
I looked at myself, I looked at my clothes, and the scene I was about to enter, wondering if I was about to join them in that depravity.
They pull us into despair.
I finished listening to the program as I drove home, praising our living God for watching over me, for saving me from myself and the
I
city.
want to take you from the city.
Dr. Youssef was with me as the angels that came to Lot and rescued him from the Lord's wrath on Sodom and Gomorrah.
Sunday after Sunday.
I was experiencing a lot of joy when I drove home. It was a victory, and a victory over sin, relying on God, relying on Christ. And there's no feeling quite like that, I'm grateful that I did pray before I left that night, and I'm grateful that that program was on the radio right when I needed it. I'm most grateful that I didn't flounder in front of those guys and diminish the opportunity to speak to them later on. When the leadership in a church or a pastor, when they fall, then, people are free to believe that it's all a lie, that Christ doesn't save, and it gives a platform for those sorts of messages. To be able to rely on other Christians and to rely on the strength that comes from a strong prayer life and from getting into the Word and from studying the Word through radio programs, television programs that are biblically founded, conveyors of sound doctrine. Those are the things that we as Christians need to fortify ourselves with. Dr. Youssef's message was pointed exactly where I needed it to be. It couldn't have been any more perfect. The work that you guys are doing is reaching people, or it reached me.